Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie and I have a 5-month-old daughter named Desiree. She was born October 1st, 2015. I know that was a long time ago, but I've just been so busy juggling school and baby and just everything. I'm 17. I just turned 17 last month. I will be doing videos about hair, because I have curly hair as you can tell, baby, lifestyle, and health. All those things are so important to me. So I would like to share my knowledge with all of you. The video I'm going to be doing today is my labor and delivery story. If you want to know how it went, just keep watching. So this all started the day after my due date, and I noticed that she wasn't kicking as much, and it seemed like it was in a different area. Like instead of her kicking being higher up, it was lower in my belly. So I was like, uh-oh, I hope she's not breech. So I told my mom. She called the hospital, and so they scheduled a sonogram. So we got all our bags in the car, went to the hospital. I had the sonogram done, and they said that my baby got an 6 out of 8 in some kind of test. I think it was because they have this thing where they put it on your stomach and it makes a sound, and if the baby moves, then that's good, but if she doesn't, then that's bad. So that's why she got a low score. So they took me into one of the actual rooms, and my nurse came in, or my midwife came in, and said, since she scored a 6 out of 8, you're gonna have your baby. So then they said they were gonna send me to the labor and delivery suite, and I was gonna have my baby soon. So my mom brought all the stuff, all of our stuff upstairs while I think I was doing some paperwork. So I did that, and then we got into our room. The nurse asked me a bunch of questions, and after that she got me all settled in, got me into my gown, and then another nurse put the IV in and took some blood, and then I just chilled for a little bit. Around 12:50, my mom went to go pick my brother up from school. Yeah, she left to go pick my brother up from school and take him to the house, and then she was gonna come back. The nurse put this, it looks like a shoestring, I think it was called Cervidil, and she put that into me, and she said it had to be in there for 12 hours. So while my mom was gone, that's what she did. And then I had to lay there for, I think she said, an hour and a half to 2 hours without getting up, because they were afraid it was going to slide out. And it hurt so bad when she was trying to put it in, because apparently my cervix is like really hard to get to, because she had to go under and up. So it really, really hurt. And I'm pretty sure I was crying at that point. And then my aunt came and talked to me for a little bit, and then she left, but she comes back later, right before my baby is born. Around 3 o'clock, my mom came back with the rest of our stuff that we needed. Around 5:45, the nurse brought me dinner, and it was actually pretty good, because I've never been to a hospital for myself. I've visited people, but I've never been there for myself, so I haven't ever tried hospital food, but it was pretty good compared to what people say. And later, a new nurse came in. I think her name was Amy, and she said that I was actually having contractions, but I couldn't feel them, because they must have been that light that I couldn't feel them. At 1:30 a.m., the nurse finally took out the Cervidil, and she checked me, and I had not dilated at all in that 12-hour period. So then she told me I could shower, do whatever I wanted for an hour to an hour and a half. So I did that. I washed my hair, which was useless because I put it up the whole time. But I washed my hair, I walked around a little, and then she checked me again, and I was dilated to 3 centimeters. So I was really happy about that. Oh yeah, and when she checked me, it hurt so bad that I was crying like hysterically. I was bawling. It hurt so bad. I just like cringe thinking about it because it was just so painful. They were gonna put in another one of the Cervidil shoestring things, but she decided, since I was already at 3 centimeters, that they were gonna start me on Pitocin. So they started me on Pitocin, and I pretty much just chilled from that time. Then she gave me some medicine to help me sleep because I did have light contractions and back labor. I had both of those pretty much the whole labor, except for like the first few hours. But the back labor was really bad, and it was so bad I couldn't sleep. So I think I slept for about 30 minutes, but that was it. And I'm pretty sure this was 1 o'clock p.m. That day. 1 o'clock p.m. my midwife checked me, and I hadn't dilated at all. That was, let me see, that was like 11 and a half hours after she started me on the Pitocin. So I was having contractions and back labor, and I still hadn't progressed. I was still at 3 centimeters, so she broke my water. That was when everything got really bad. Yeah, after that, everything went downhill. Well, not downhill, but I mean like pain-wise. It was awful. From that time on, everything was awful. It was terrible. Like, I couldn't go through a single contraction without crying. I would cry through every single one of them. And and by this time the contractions were probably about a minute or 2 minutes. I think they were 2 minutes apart. I think they were 2 minutes apart or less. So I didn't have much of a break, but I actually decided to get the epidural because when they give you the Pitocin, that makes like artificial contractions, which means that the contractions are going to be a lot more painful than they usually would be if you weren't on Pitocin or any of the induction methods. So I decided to get an epidural, which was not what I was planning on doing, but it's fine. So I was having contractions, and then I had to probably wait 30 minutes for the guy to come. So what they had to do was they had to pump water through me, or fluid through me, before the guy came, which took a total of maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And I don't remember why they had to pump fluids through me. I think it had something to do with the Pitocin. So after like 45 minutes, the guy came in. He told me to lean over, and he put the thing on my back. I just cringe every time I picture what he did because it hurts so bad. People say, hey, it doesn't matter, you'll just get it anyway. But like, seriously, for my next kid, I'm thinking about like, I really feel like I won't get the epidural because of how painful it was. I don't know, just the sound and the feeling, it just makes me cringe. It was so painful. And it just felt weird. It was just weird. I wasn't used to it. So I don't think I'll do that again unless I have to. I mean, nobody has to unless you're getting a C-section, but unless I really need to, I'm not gonna get one. So after I got the epidural, the pain went away a little bit, but I could still feel it, but it was enough to get me to sleep for about 30 minutes. So this whole, however long, I only slept like an hour the whole time. So I slept like 30 minutes. I woke up and the pain was worse. It wasn't worse than before I had the epidural, but it was worse than before, like right before I went to bed. A few hours later, and the nurse checked me and said I was 9 centimeters dilated. So, I think after that my mom called my dad and told him. So 3 hours later, the nurse said I was at 10 centimeters and that I could start pushing soon. But first, I did some practice pushes. I think you're supposed to do like 10 practice pushes. So after those, my dad was in the room, my mom was in the room, and at like the last minute, my aunt came in. And then my cousin and her friend were waiting outside. I started pushing, and it was taking a long time. And at this time, I was feeling nauseous. I was having back labor. I was having contractions. I could feel them very well. I think it was about an hour and 15 minutes. I was pushing, and then another 15 minutes after I got the episiotomy. Now, I wasn't planning on getting the episiotomy either, but she said it was taking longer than she thought, and in order to avoid any complications, I guess, she said that she thinks I should get an episiotomy. So I thought about it for a little bit, and then I said yes. So she cut me, and thankfully I couldn't feel it because I was numb. And then I just kept pushing. I think I pushed a few more times, and my baby girl was out, which was at 10:37 p.m. on October 1st. She was 7 pounds, 2 ounces, and 20 3/4 inches long. She was very long and skinny. When she came out, they lit her on my chest for a few seconds, but they had to take her out or they had to take her away to the other side of the room so they could suck out her mouth and everything, because she had swallowed, they wanted to make sure she didn't swallow any meconium, because when she broke my water, she saw some meconium in it. So yeah, and then she told me when she broke my water that they're gonna have to take her away for a little bit so they can suck everything out and make sure she's okay. I was kind of sad because I wanted to do skin to skin. I mean, I did have skin to skin, but only for a few seconds, and it was kind of sad because they took her away, and everybody was telling me how cute she was, and I had barely seen her. But after a few minutes, I got to hold her again. And my cousin and her friend came in, but the problem was, I mean, it wasn't really a problem, it was just kind of hard because I started shaking. I don't know why, but I think somebody said it was because of the medicine and all the drugs running through me. But I just kept shaking and I couldn't stop. Like I could not stop. I tried, but I just couldn't. And I think that lasted for about an hour. So I did try breastfeeding. I did for a few, I don't even know how long. I didn't keep track or anything. I did try breastfeeding, and I did struggle a lot with it because I had flat nipples, and I heard somebody say that it was because of the Pitocin, and that once the Pitocin was out of my system, my nipples would harden up, but they really didn't that much. It helped a little bit, but not as much as I needed it to. But I'll talk all about that in another video. I can do a whole video about it, or I can just talk about it within a certain video, because I don't think it'll be that long of a video. So that was the story about how my baby was born. I will be posting like a meet baby Desiree video next, and then I have a few other videos planned that might change depending on when some of the stuff comes in that I ordered. Follow me on Instagram at Natalie_K25. I post videos of me and my baby girl. And you can also follow me, sorry, I'm looking to see what my username is. Natalie K. Pereira, P-E-R-E-I-R-A, if you can't spell that, which most people can't. Leave some video requests in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.